Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today we have Tower of Doom. I'm going to show you 3 teams that you can use for this red Tower of Doom. Right now I'm buying the Doomed Maul. Yesterday I only bought the enchantment and explosion potion, but need to buy this weapon since it's a new weapon. Deal 35 heavy splash damage to an enemy, plus 4 per tempering level. Stun all red enemies and cleanse all red allies. Explode 4 gems, and it does like extra damage to dooms or something else. Not one of the top doom weapons in the game, so don't get too excited. But if you can get it, if you have the gems, go ahead and get it. Otherwise, you're going to be paying more in the future for it. Team I have here is Earth's Fury, Gargoyle, Harpy Mage, Gargoyle. The team from yesterday, basically, except for I put Earth's Fury in instead of Mountain Crusher, which you could use Mountain Crusher as well. Earth's Fury is giving everybody attack when it strips armor, which makes the Gargoyle hit harder. Gargoyle is doing damage and then like adjacent damage, so splash damage. So you want to target the second enemy first, get him down, and then go from there. Still working pretty good, especially with the Earth's Fury. I was hitting the first enemy with the Earth's Fury, and then I was targeting the third troop actually, I think, and it was working really good. So Earth's Fury was one-shotting the first enemy, and then the Gargoyle was doing the same. This isn't like super duper on floor 25. I mean, it's only Tuesday, so I think what floor are we on? Floor 3 there, but that's the team from yesterday. Anyway, I want to show you some new teams. But just to reiterate, there was one of the that was the team from yesterday, but with Earth's Fury instead of Mountain Crusher. So already a team you can use I showed yesterday with variations. So Earth's Fury, Mang, Mountain Crusher. You can use a lot of different weapons with this team. And here it is one more time just to show it in a little bit tougher battle. I think I've got, I was using like Sun Spear or something. The class, do whatever you want with the class. I mean, later on we're going to use Shaman because it's a Tauros. And we're going to be using Tauros troops. I'm using Sun Spear here just for the red storm, but you could also use like Titan. I mean, Titan's always an acceptable class to use, so you can almost never go wrong using Titan. Got that haste scroll. Remember to follow your guild. You'll have, like right here, we have a scout. Galen is scouting for us, so just following his direction. Only hitting the luck, only hitting the unlock, fireball, heroism. I also hit haste, just out of habit really. I always end up with extra turns at the end, so I don't really need them. But if you only do like the first 2 potions, let's say, or the first potion, or whatever, you can't do all the way up to the weapon, maybe you should hit those haste rooms. What haste is it's a free room basically. It doesn't cost a sigil, because after you defeat the room, it gives you a haste. Which gives you your sigil back pretty much. So you break even on the sigil, so it's a free room. So in that free room, if there's a Vow Raven, you come out ahead. Which a lot of, like every other time that you go after a haste scroll, you get a Vow Raven. So almost every other time, you come out ahead. So it's good to hit haste rooms, but then if you're trying to go quickly and you always end up having too many turns in the end, then you might as well just skip them because you don't need the extra turns. But it can't hurt, basically. It can't hurt to hit the haste room. Even if there's no Vow Raven in there, you break even. It just wasted a little bit of your time, but you could have got extra turns, you know? Here's the other team. I think we used this in Red Tower of Doom last time. So I think we used this team last Tower of Doom Red, except for I was using Flammifier, I think. And then people put in the comments that we should try Rage Reaver, so that's what we're gonna do. Ferocity gives 4 to all skills on all Tauros allies when matching 4 or more gems. It also deals damage to an enemy and a random enemy. It does double damage to red, and it does double skull damage to red. So got Ferocity, Ferocity, Rage Reaver, Ferocity. Using Shaman class because it starts with 50% mana if you have it traded. So our Ferocities are starting with 50% mana. As well as our hero with Rage Reaver. Rage Reaver deals splash damage and makes red. I forget what other color. Red and something. We'll see here in a second. Maybe just red. I don't know. I could probably go back and look at it. Yeah, 4 red based on Tauros allies. So red based on Tauros allies. I also saw Lootwizard using this team. He was using the Shaman, which I hadn't thought of, so incorporated that into this team, so thanks to him. So Comments helped me with the Rage Reaver, Lootwizard helped me with the Shaman, and we had used this team last Tower of Doom, except for with Flammifier, so really the Finesse team is what made me think of doing this team. Finesse works a little bit better than this because you get mana back when you cast. The Ferocities, you don't get mana back, so that's the only thing I didn't like about it the last Tower of Doom when we used this team. Whatever it was, a month ago. Probably longer, 2 months ago, something like that. The last time we used this team, I realized you don't get mana back like with Finesse, but it still works pretty good. Especially when you're hitting red enemies. Man, you're doing double damage with skulls and everything. So that's cool. You almost want to cast the Rage Reaver ahead of the Ferocity so you can try to get extra turns to get all those +4 to all those skills. The way your magic goes up, your attack goes up, your health, your armor, everything goes up by, I think, 12. So, good team that we have refined with help from others since the last Red Tower of Doom. Good team made better with help from others, in my opinion. The Finesse team is still better, I think, which, just because it gets the mana back. If this team got the mana back, that'd be awesome. But it does, it's only 11 mana, so you do, get them up pretty quickly. So it's really not that big of a deal. It's like towards the end when they're not one-shotting anymore, and then you gotta cast them like maybe 2 times each or something, but it still works. I love it. This is probably the team I will use for the whole way through to floor 26. But I'll also show another team on the end of this video, so I'm going to show 3 teams. And you can also use Flammifier with this team if you would like. I think Rage Reaver does a little bit more red. So if you don't have the Rage Reaver, you could use Flammifier. It does 10 red. Not as good as Rage Reaver, but you can target instead of doing the splash. These 3 Guardian teams are really shining lately with the Finesse teams, and I even tried, I think, what was the one? What's the purple one? Cunning? I even tried to do a Cunning team once. I don't think it worked very well, but I'm trying like all of them lately. So if you want to be ahead of the game, go try 3 Guardians in a team. Finesse works for sure. Ferocity works pretty good, but not as good as Finesse. What else is there? I think I tried Cunning, and it was a little bit worse than Ferocity. Like, I think we've pretty much figured out that Finesse is the best, Ferocity second best. But what's third best, And what weapon should you use with it, and what class, and all that stuff. Maybe you could figure out how to make it better. But yeah, Tower of Doom, just follow your guild scout. Somebody is going to be recording what's in every room, or at least let you know which rooms to hit. Hit the luck rooms, hit the unlocks, hit the fireballs, hit the heroisms. Those are the 4 that you have to hit, you need to hit. If you don't hit them, you're screwing up. Then there's haste, which it's up to you. Do you think you're going to need more turns or not? And then there's power, which it's up to your guild, really. Do you want to get more stats or not? Most people would say hit the powers. I say it depends. Is everybody in your guild hitting the powers? If everybody in your guild's hitting them, then yes, I would hit them. If you're the only one hitting them, then what's the point? And then there's magic. Like, should you hit the magics? Only if every single person in your guild's hitting it, I would say. But here's the last team. It's Yasmin's Pride, Harpy Mage, Ketris the Bull, Ketris the Bull. So for you bad and bougie, high level people, and this still doesn't work as great as like the Ferocity team, I don't think. And maybe it's about tied with the Gargoyle team. It's not like super duper better, but it does work. It definitely works. Yasmin Pride strips armor, gives health, and Ketris the Bull does damage based off of health, armor, yada yada. And Harpy Mage starts with 75% mana if you ever fully traded. So she gets everybody up pretty quickly, especially with explosion and enchantment potions. But towards the end, you're gonna have to use that Yasmin's Pride like 2 or 3 times to start to do enough damage with the Ketris to make it, you know, not annoying really. Because the more you do with the Yasmin's Pride, the harder the Ketris will hit. But you do have 2 Ketrises, so you could, you know, use them both on the same thing. Or usually you hit number 2, then you hit number 3 to get rid of number 2 if you didn't totally one-shot number 2. You know what I mean? So no matter what, with like Ketris and with Gargoyle, you want to hit number 2 first if possible. If not possible, hit number 3 because it's doing splash damage. So you want to use every bit of that damage. So make sure it hits. So don't hit like the first troop or the last troop, because then you're not using every bit of that splash damage. You're only hitting 2 troops when you could be hitting 3 troops. So yeah, always hit 2 or 3 with Gargoyle and Ketris. Sometimes stealthy gets in your way, sometimes enemies are dead, sometimes, you know what I mean? So sometimes you're only going to be able to hit 2 troops, but always hit as many as you can. But yeah, those are the 3 teams I got for you for this Tower of Doom. I think they can all go all the way. And the one I like the best is probably the Ferocity team that we used in the last Red Tower of Doom. So just a couple tweaks. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.